Minister Tony said, and Dr. Hanan, other people that were there said, we're going to bring this up to Minister Farrakhan. Now, I wrote down the name because I wasn't familiar with Minister Farrakhan still, right? So I go home and I say, yeah, I met this amazing Minister Tony, and he's going to bring it to his leader, and we're going to wake up the black community, and we're going to unite, and we're going to generate a whole new paradigm. And my husband goes, wait, isn't he a bad guy? I mean, I go, well, I don't know, but that's not the point. The point is, we got to save some babies here. I don't know if he's a bad guy. So what do? We go on the internet, search Louis Farrakhan. We see a few speeches, and my husband's going, oh, Jesus, what have we done? I go, honey, you're still missing the point. You're still not getting it. You know what? They need to know. And if he's going to tell his people, then that's all we got to do. I don't care if he's a bad guy. Right? So then I get a phone call like 2 weeks later. Minister Farrakhan would like to have you in Chicago. Like, honey, I got to go to Chicago to meet with Minister Farrakhan. What? Are you talking by yourself? Yes, I'm going, honey. We are going to have to talk about this. Don't worry, I have those angels that surround me, remember? I walk with angels and they protect me. It's all good. All good. I said, and if he really is a bad guy, I will come back and I'll tell you that you're right, and then he'll go save his community, and then we'll just part ways, but he'll do what he needs to do to save those babies. And then my job will be done. But I'll tell you if he's a bad guy or not, because I'm a pretty good judge of character. So I get there, and it was kind of interesting to do the whole search thing. I was like, oh, wow, ooh, he must be really important, because I had to take off my shoes and go through my purse, and I was at the airport, like. But I said, wow, if they're going to go through all this to protect this man, he must be, he must be either really dangerous or really awesome. But I was just kind of open, knowing what I saw on YouTube. I was a little scared, but I was like, that's okay, because I brought my angels with me on the airplane. It's all good. So I sit at the table, and across the table is Minister Tony and Reza, and then we've got Bobby Kennedy and Minister Farrakhan, and then we have a Barry Siegel, who's like a Jewish billionaire, and then we've got other members of the nation, very high-level members of the nation, right? And I was a little late again, darn it, I got to work on that. But so I jumped in a little late on the conversation. But here's something that is so important. I wish we had more of our activists here, who, by the way, thought this was going to be at 9 o'clock. My fault. I don't know how I didn't get that memo that it was 11. But anyway, everyone's on planes already. They send their love, and sorry we couldn't be theirs, and all that. When Minister Tony talks about the messengers of God, Jesus, Muhammad, Moses, Buddha, right? All of them. After having this meeting with Minister Farrakhan, I was forever transformed. Like, this man, when he's up at the thing, he's a minister, and these are the first, the last 6 months. I see what ministers can do with the passion and the love and the energy and the everything, right? But when you're sitting at a table with Minister Farrakhan, who is still passionate and everything, this man vibrates at a whole other frequency. Go ahead. He does. There's just no two ways about it. I likened his spirit. I'm like, no wonder they're so afraid of him. No wonder they want to vilify, marginalize, attack. No wonder. Of course, they've wanted to get rid of and destroy every person that came in the form of a human being who was preaching unity, preaching peace, preaching love. They've all been destroyed, if I'm not mistaken. Minister Farrakhan, in my personal experience, was just that. A man of integrity, a man of love, a man of unity, a man of truth. And you could just feel it in the room. You know, there's those people, right, when they walk into the room and the plants could die because, and you don't know why, right? It's not their cologne. Like, they could just, their energy could just kill. They're toxic. So he's the polar opposite of that. It's and it's hard to explain in a tangible, real, solid, scientific kind of way. But it's that same thing, like intuition, the mother's instinct, that bear thing that will protect their child. You can't explain that either. It's just there. And that's how Minister Farrakhan is. He just emanates. He just emanates love.
That's right.
And it wasn't an act, Okay, I got to wrap it up. I'm sorry. But anyway, he wasn't putting on any kind of a show. That's just who he is. So if this is being recorded, and if this is going to make it onto any place, I'm here to tell the whole white community, brown community, red community, black community. I'm here to tell the gay community, the straight community. I'm here to tell you, just from my own personal experience, don't listen to what you see on YouTube or what you read about in the papers. And who knows what happened? Maybe he said something derogatory in the 60s. I don't know. Really, I don't care, because that's not who he is right now. So I really want to thank you for letting me tell such a long-winded story. And I thank you for welcoming me and Lucy into your home here. We feel very welcome. And the last thing that I want to say is I'm sure that there are going to be naysayers, because there already have been. There are people who refused to come to the rally yesterday because they said aligning with the nation was a dangerous political move. And I said, oh well, you're lost. You can live in the fear if you want, but I'm walking with the angels. And you can come with me if you want. Because if there's one person there or 1 million people there, I'm there to tell the truth. And I thank you again for having us today. Thank you very much.
Thank you.